All right, let's record this fire right now. All right, dude. So talk to me. How did this week of training go? Not eating rice and eating pasta.
Uh, you were right, man. Pasta's a shit, like I said. So basically, like you said, I wrote down notes after my workouts about how I was feeling, about how I did.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, let me pull that up really quick and I can kind of fill you in.
Yep. This is the good stuff. All these pound of pasta haters out there about to get the real truth right now. Cats beat me up on Reddit today saying I'm a liar. I'm like, man, listen, you guys are out of your mind, right? So we're gonna talk about this pasta and then we'll get to your other questions, man. All right, so
Yes,
how were your goals from working out?
Good. So Monday, I just like in general, I've been doing the 3 mile like easy runs in the morning and then speed trees in the afternoon. And then I fixed my lifting so that I was doing the running before I was doing any of the lifts afterward. And on my time trees, I got 3.2 miles, felt pretty fast. Kept a pretty good 5:30 pace on the sprint portions of it.
Okay, what were you? Okay, so you running 5:30s. What 3.2 miles? What were you running last week?
Like I think last week. Let me pull up because I have it in another note.
No, you're good. That's why we're doing this. So
about 3.1.
Okay.
Was like the good one, but before that, I pretty much averaged like 3, like right at 3.
Okay, so just giving your body the right fuel, you were able to get another 1/10 of a mile in, which is awesome. Okay, go ahead.
And then actually, then again, when I did on Wednesday, I got 3.3 miles.
Woo! Woo! What did I tell you, man? Right? Like that's what I was telling you. Like you did all that work for 4 months, but you didn't give your body the nutrients it's needed to be able to go fast.
Yeah.
So like as soon as you start giving it the right nutrients, it's already done the work. It's like, yo, it's time to go fast, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, awesome, man.
And then so for my swims too, like I said, I did my fastest 100 yet at 1:16.
Yep.
I didn't keep that pace for very long though. I kept it for like 3 of them. But
that doesn't matter. That's fine. We don't care about the pace. We just care that you swimming as hard and as fast as you can.
Right.
Okay, that's awesome. So you swam at 1:16. Okay.
Yep. And then just basically did that interval workout. Like I said, I've been only doing once a day just for like the limitations out here. But I think next week I might be able to do. So this is going to be one of my questions. Like, how many hours should I separate the swims? Because like I could try and do it to where I could get like 5 to 6 hours in between the swims. Is that long enough rest? Or
so here's what I'm gonna tell you, man. I swam at lunch. When I did this workout program, I swam at lunch, and then I swam at 6 o'clock. Okay. So 6 hours. The second swim isn't that hard. Like unless you can't float and you're doing drown proofing for 400, it's not that hard. Just breaststroke, side stroke, right? Like it's a volume swim. So like 6 hours is fine. 12 is optimum, but 6 is fine.
Okay. All right. So I think I can try and make that work then, starting this week. But yeah, then I've just been like doing about 11, 12 hours in between my other runs, the twice days.
How, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So I wrote in my notes here. So yesterday actually on my 800s, I wrote in my notes, I feel fast as fuck. I did. So all my 400s I did at a 5-minute pace up until the last 4. So I did 12 of them. And then on my last 4, I was at like a 5:25, 5:30 pace.
Okay. Did you work up to that number? I take it you worked up to 12, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you. We don't want to run 800s. Like we got 3 speed works a thing, but you now on that second cycle. So I would tell you probably like figure out what's helping you the most, but you don't need to do 3 speed workouts a week. You could probably get away with 2. Okay. And so you could probably take that Wednesday and you can do a couple different ways. You could take Friday evening off and then you have a long run, and that means you got speed work on Monday and Wednesday, or you can do that speed work Monday and Friday, and then it's kind of, you got a lot of time between both of them. So just keep that in mind. And what we'll do is we'll change it up, and we'll see what happens to you, right?
Yes,
it's easy when you know all the numbers like you got. It's easy, because if you change something and the numbers don't get better, then you just go back to the way you were doing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so awesome. So you said you felt fast as fuck eating pasta. All right, we're gonna talk about. Okay, let's talk about this long run you had yesterday, and then we're gonna talk about how you ate pasta.
So my long run was actually this morning. Right?
Okay, I'm sorry, it's Saturday. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I did a full half marathon. Just like, because I had never done that much before. I just done 12 miles, so I figured push it 13.
Okay.
I did that at like a 8:40 to 9-minute pace. Okay. Thereabouts. And just felt good. I just finished eating my meal of pasta like a little bit ago. So.
So you got up in the morning, first thing you did when you got out of bed, you went and ran?
I had a smoothie with some banana in it, and some protein, but that was it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I ate a pretty big meal last night.
Of pasta?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about how you ate pasta throughout the day. Did you eat a little bit of, like, 2 cups of pasta after every workout, or how did you do it?
So my morning runs, I pretty much do that same thing. I'll have like a smoothie, and then afterward I just have like normal breakfast food. But then once I go swim, after that I eat like 2 like pretty good cups of pasta, which equals out to, I think it was like about 100 grams of carbs, I think.
Okay.
Just like for the MyFitPal thing.
Okay.
And then I'm having like 93.7 ground beef like on top of that with some little bit of sauce. And so then in the afternoons then is when I have class, and then in the evening is when I ran and then lifted again, like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
And I was eating another like little thing of pasta before I ran, like an hour or so, like kind of like in my break of class.
Okay.
And then I wouldn't really eat much until like I would drink like a carb supplement thing. It's like got like 15 grams of carbs in it, just like in between my run and my lift.
Okay.
Then after that, it's like an hour after I like have my big meal, like my dinner meal.
Okay, so how much, like in relationship to a pound of pasta, how much of that pound are you eating a day right now?
Probably like I'm eating like a whole pound probably.
Okay, I just wanted. So here's the deal. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I want them to hear it from you, because you're getting the results that I promised you last week, right? Like, yes, I promised you. I said, listen, bud, if you've been working this hard and you don't see the results, then either you're not working as hard as you thought you were, or you're not giving your body the nutrition. I felt like after talking to you, it was a straight nutrition issue. Yeah. So I know if I get the right food in you, you're going to go. And so, like, you don't like pasta. Hey, man, I can't help it. Rice and whatever else. What was the other thing you were eating? Rice and...
I was eating mostly rice, sometimes like oatmeal and stuff
rice
like that.
And oatmeal, right? Don't give you no carbs, but don't get it. It has carbs in it, but like I told you last time, ain't no long distance runners eating rice and oatmeal. They may eat it, but they not running fast on it. Yeah. So awesome. I'm just asking you these questions so that when we put this out here in about 30 minutes after we get done, because I'm gonna edit this right now and put it with the other video, because I saved the other video and I'm throwing it out there because I want people to see you who just on, what day is it? It's 2/20/21. Just change your eating habits for 1 week and saw phenomenal results, right? Yeah. Phenomenal. So, and here's what I'm gonna tell you. I told you this. I don't think the 4 months you did were wasted. Mm-hmm. I just think now you're gonna see faster gains until you get closer to your max capacity than you did on those 4 months, because you couldn't get faster in them 4 months because you weren't feeding yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm excited to kind of keep going with this and see where we're at. But
So just make sure you track your weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this: like if you're working out this hard and running this fast, you shouldn't have to worry about your weight.
Yeah.
Right now, when I was working out and I started eating Subway sandwiches, I put on 20 pounds in like 2 weeks eating Subway sandwiches.
All
so
right.
just watch it, okay?
Yeah, I think I put on maybe like a pound.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm still like pretty lean, so it's fine.
Because here's the deal: you're gonna put on muscle mass. You're getting better physically. You're gonna put on muscle mass.
Right.
So that's gonna happen naturally. Okay. I just know you were concerned about that last time we talked when you were eating rice and like,
right.
Hey man, like we training. Like I tell people, man, like you're lifting too. I lifted, so I don't have my lifting program in that program because me personally, I don't think that everybody's not built like we are, right? And so I can't put that lifting program in there and expect somebody to work out 5 times a day because like I just don't think most people got 5 times a day in them. You know what I'm saying? So okay, all right. What are the questions you got today, Brett?
So like we talked about last week too, I contacted both the Army and Navy recruiters.
Yep.
And I had meetings with both of them.
Yep.
And I kind of texted you when I was doing that. And so the Army guys were like pretty cool, but they were, like you said, they were trying to push me to just go 18 X-ray and not do OCS at all.
Yep.
But they did say like, you know, just like with my school, my grades and like test scores and stuff, that I would be competitive in that arena, I guess. So
you do understand that they're going to give you an infantry contract immediately, right?
Yeah.
Like they're telling you you're going to be competitive, but you're in school, you got good grades, you're running and swimming fast. They are going to take you immediately because there's a big hole in infantry right now in the Army.
Right, as far as officers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like both of my dudes, 3 months, man. Like that meeting you had. So it's 2:20, like literally 5:20. They were leaving. They were going to basic training.
And that's basically what they said too. Is like, you know, I put together that packet with them, and then it would be like an interview process, and you have to like get some references and stuff. That wouldn't be an issue really. And then yeah, they said basically like a few months after you're gone. So
you go to basic, you go to OCS, then you go to IOBC, then you probably go to Ranger School.
Yeah, if I did 18 X-ray, that's like straight to Green Beret, so like that was a little bit different. But
that's enlisted.
Yeah, exactly. Which, and then for OCS, they were saying a lot of guys, they said don't go to Ranger School after they're officer for some reason. They're saying
I don't know. My 2 dudes, like they're gonna give you the option. Both of my dudes ate at that table, right? Yes, both of my officers said they raised their hand when they want to go to Ranger School. Everybody says, shoot, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and this happened September of last year. So September of 2020, both my guys walked out of Ranger School. One of my dudes got rolled out of Ranger School. He got heat stroke. And so he had like a 6-month hold. And so they sent him to SEER school. He actually went to the Ranger Bat for 4 months and was just kind of support there.
Gotcha. I think I watched that video actually.
Yeah. So that's my dude. But like, you know, I just had this come up. You know, people are saying I'm pushing people to the Army. I'm not pushing you to the Army. I'm just pushing you to be successful.
Correct.
Right? Like if you dying to go enlist in the SEAL teams and everybody's talking about, well, it's not backed up and it's only 90 days. I'm like, okay, man, like believe the smoke if you want to. Ain't nobody going to buds until 2022 if they start right now.
Yeah, and so when I talked to the Navy recruiters, right, I told them like, you know, the first thing I did when I got there is like take a practice, I guess, ASVAB. I don't know, and I scored like pretty high on it. Which like I would kind of expect to if I paid all this money for this college education, but but they were saying like basically what would happen was, right, I would go to basically submit all my medical stuff, go to MEPS, get cleared at MEPS, and then like a week later take the PST basically. But they said that I would have to like do the delayed entry program, so I'd have to like select a job with like a date like far out, they said.
Yep.
And then take that time to like take the PST and then get it switched to an SO contract instead.
Yep, and you can get out of that. Until you sign in, like the day you ship, you can get out of your delayed entry program. They don't like it, they hate it, but you can.
So so like what do you mean exactly? Like the
so
day
you can go
ship?
You can go in a delayed entry program and pick a different job, right? Like let's say you pick bosun's mate, right? Or gunner's mate, okay? And then you go delayed entry for next year, and in that time you'll try to earn an SO contract, okay?
Right.
But if you don't earn an SO contract, you just go in there and tell them you want out of the delayed entry program. Like there's nothing they can do about it. They don't like it. They're gonna tell you that you'll never get accepted in the military and all this other stuff. But the bottom line is, like, you just walk out of your delayed entry program. There's nothing binding in the military until you actually sign that first contract and you swear in and you ship to basic.
Okay. So they were saying that if I earn that SO contract, right, like pass the PST with like competitive scores or whatever, but it goes into like the draft, right? So they take and what you've been saying is there's like 150% qualified dudes. Does that mean that they already basically are entered into that draft and they're waiting to be selected? Is that?
Yeah. So here's the deal. I talk. Hey, Zimbek, come here, close this door. Come here, close this door. I have a guy that's doing recruiting right now. His response to me was, it's batshit crazy how many people are trying to be SEALs and how fast the qualification times are coming down to be able to get to SEAL training. So it used to be if you had like 11-minute swim and run, you could get there. Then it went to 10 minutes. Then it was 9:30. Now I'm hearing it's pushing 9 minutes, right? Like you're not getting out of Bud's prep. Like I called, I can't get a definitive answer, but they're saying somewhere around 9:15 run and swim ain't going to get you out of Bud's prep. So then you can't get out of Bud's prep, then you go into the fleet.
Right.
So, and here, you know what I'm going to tell you, Brett, like that's my biggest problem. Like, why would you roll? Because you got to enlist for 6 years. Like, don't get it confused. Like you're making a 6-year decision on the roll of a dice. Now, what's your mile and a half right now? You haven't taken a good PST. But what'd you tell me last time? Like 9 something? What was it?
So yeah, before this was February, end of February. So like end of January, I mean. And that was 8:40 run and a 9:10 swim.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's take a PST like end of March. And we're gonna take a proper PST. Okay, so you train for it's roughly 5 weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we're gonna take, you train Monday and Tuesday, then Wednesday we'll start the taper, take it on Friday, and we'll see how you do. Like we'll end this cycle on a solid PST and see what your times are on a taper, not taking it on Friday after you worked out the whole week, right?
Yeah.
Because that'll give you a good idea. I mean, you're gonna be competitive. The swim's gonna come down. Now that you eating pasta, watch the swim. The swim's gonna come down in the next couple of weeks. I'm not worried about the swimming. The run is gonna be competitive right now. But it goes back to, if anything happens, if you get hurt, if you get hypothermia, if anything happens at all, you're going to be sitting there on a ship somewhere thinking to yourself, damn, I could be an officer in the United States Army right now making 5 times the money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you like this, I don't see you being a follower, right? Like you're good being in charge. So if that's the case, like, dude, like it ain't even like everybody says I'm pushing people to Army. I'm not pushing nobody to the Army. It's just a far better option at this point in time right now.
Right.
Like for you, like if you wanted to go to SEALs as an officer, I'm fine with it, but you got to wait until next February to put your package in.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're not going to go to SOAS until next summer. You're not going to get picked up. You won't even get to go to OCS until 2023.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that's the whole thing about it all. But you got to make the decision, right? If you're going to go enlist and go for it, then I mean, I'm not going to tell you no. I just think Like, man, it's a head scratcher to me.
Yeah, I mean, so I think I mentioned to you that like my dad passed. I was lucky he left me like some money basically that I could kind of live with for a little bit. You know, and obviously I got like a job and stuff. But like, do you think that it would be worthwhile to wait until next February to put in a packet? Because I mean, it's like those dudes are like Superman, right? Like you said, they get selected for that.
So
Or
I just talked to a couple guys I know well. Okay. There were some guys at the Naval Academy that swam sub 6 minute 500s and ran sub 8 minute mile and a halves.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying that's the competition, but I will say the competition is right there at 8.
Yeah.
I can't run that fast. I can't. Fastest I've ever ran was an 8:45 mile and a half. That's the fastest I could have ever ran. I don't care what I would have done. Maybe I could have lost. I mean, I was 200 pounds. If I went down to like 160, I might have been able to run a little bit faster, but I'm never getting close to 8. I don't care how much training you do, right? Swimming, I was down to 806. I probably could have swam a 730, but on raw times, like I probably ain't getting to go. Okay. So I don't know. And you're graduating when? May, right?
Yes, sir.
So like to me, like the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Like it, like the Navy, like I told you this before, man. This Navy SEAL shit is so overrated right now in American culture that is borderline stupid. Like the Army Rangers, like I just said this yesterday, man. When I got in Naval Academy and I didn't get selected for SEALs, if they had said to me, "Hey Jake, you can go be an Army Ranger. We'll let you be an Army Ranger, but you got to go in the Army," like that, like I wouldn't even have thought about it. I'd have been like, "What? I can be an Army Ranger? Can I?" Yeah, boom, I'd have been gone. Like not even slowed down at all. Well, you got to go do infantry job for 2 years, and no problem. I'm going in the Army. I'm good.
Okay.
Because I was just about the job, right? Like I didn't.
Right.
The SEAL part of it was just kind of a mechanism for the job, and I was stuck in the Navy.
Yeah.
Okay, but like now, like I think everything changes with time. I think it's a better option.
Yeah.
Especially for a dude with a Pepperdine degree, right? Like a Pepperdine degree, and you're gonna go fucking be in the Navy as an E3. I mean, there's a bunch of dudes, right? Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm gonna tell you? There's a bunch of enlisted dudes with college degrees.
Right.
Okay. I would say they are the exception than the norm now.
Okay.
I mean, back when I was in, there was 2 dudes in my class. Both of them made it with master's degrees. One of them went on both of them went on to Dev Group.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was in the early 90s before all this crazy shit was happening. Right? Getting the buds wasn't the hardest thing in the pipeline. It was actually getting through buds.
Right.
Buds is still just as hard, but now it's like it's almost impossible to get there.
Right. Yeah.
You got to make the decision, bud. Like, are you willing to wait? I mean, shit, you got to wait a full year just to apply.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to wait another 9 months to go to SOAS. Then you're going to have to wait another 5 months to go to OCS. So legitimately, you could get to buds in the summer of 2023.
Yeah.
You will already be at your unit in the Army and getting ready to go to RASP or getting ready to screen for SFAS, for Green Berets. You will already be at that point if you go in now, because you'll be just making second lieutenant or first lieutenant. You have about a year at your unit, and then you can go screen. And that whole time you're able to train, get better, ruck, do all the stuff you got to be able to do in selection in the Army.
Right.
So, I mean, but you got to make the choice, bud. Like, it's up to you. And if you decide to enlist, like, that just is what it is. You got to understand the game you're going to play. You know, I mean, my dude
Right.
that enlisted, two and a half years ago now. So May of 18. Yep, May of 18, I think he enlisted, right? This is how hard it was. Crushed the PST, college graduate, 2-time captain, okay, Big Ten. Went in, trained, got in the delayed entry program. He said, hey, I'm ready. So this is May. Took the PST in August, and he shipped in September. Does that sound like what's happening now?
Not really, no.
No, right? Like it was different 3 years ago. You know, like if I said to you, hey man, yeah, you go enlist, you go down, fill out the stuff at the recruiter, and you could be in basic in, you know, let's say you set it up right now, and you could be in basic in May. Then I wouldn't be sitting here saying like, hey, dude, like go in the Army, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a totally different world now.
Right.
And I don't think it's getting better. I think it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance, you know, like May, June, like it could get pushed back to a year. Now, everybody's trying to tell me that it's going to change, but my guys on the inside said, listen, man, we aren't having any problems with recruiting right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I can only operate in what I know today. I can't make decisions based on what I think is going to happen in the future.
Correct.
So it's tough, but you got to make the choice. I can't help you make the choice. All I can do is give you the information you know, the information that you need to make a decision.
Yeah.
Do I think you'd be a great SEAL officer? Absolutely. Do I think you kill the Army? My 2 dudes in the Army are just like you are, man. Like you're gonna go in the Army, both of them dudes are finishing first. They're not finishing second or third. They finished first in OCS, both of them. Okay. So you know, you got some time to think about it. You know, you could start both processes and see what happens, and then, you know, have you looked at the pay scale?
A little, but not much.
So just Google Navy pay scale and look at the O1s in the Army. Now the difference is, and I'm going to say this, you're going to be getting dive, demo, and hazardous duty. Okay. So my kid in the SEAL teams right now with a college degree makes $2,300 a paycheck with BAH.
Okay.
So he's not anywhere close to broke. Okay.
Yeah.
Cat just copped a big crib. He's doing fine. Okay. Now, if you go Army officer, you're not getting all those extra pays. So there is a little pay difference there. But still, you're going to be making more than he is right now.
Right. Okay.
And then as soon as you go over, you'll be, you know, 03 over 4 when you get through with the selection process in the Q course, and you're going to be seeing $3,500 a paycheck, probably $4,000 a paycheck. Like just look at the pay scale; it'll show you, man.
Are paychecks bi-monthly or is that every month?
Bi-monthly. Okay. No. Bi-weekly. Like every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you get a paycheck.
Got it. Okay.
The 1st and the 15th, roughly, depending if it falls on a Saturday or not, or Sunday.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. What else you got?
Yeah, basically, I think that was just about it. Just kind of going over what they talked about at the recruiters and stuff. I mean, they were trying to get me to like take the actual ASVAB and like go to MEPS like in 3 weeks, and I was like,
that's fine. You can do that. Just don't sign nothing.
Yeah.
You can do that. Like, because here's the deal. You graduating in May, so you're gonna have to go one way or the other right now. Not right now, but in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna have to figure out. You can do both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. You can't do both of them at the same time in the same branch.
Right.
Because the enlisted dudes are gonna make sure that you don't get selected for officer. Okay, and the recruiter's gonna make sure that you didn't get selected. Okay, because my guy put 2 packages in and didn't get the officer billet and had to go enlist.
Right.
So, but
So
go
you think
ahead.
I could do? You think I could like work with the Army recruiters, put together OCS package that way, and then also talk to like and go with Navy guys like enlisted that way, and kind of
Yeah,
see.
as long as you don't sign your paperwork for the delayed entry program, because they can't take you as an officer if you're in an enlisted program already. They
Right.
have to go through a whole different process.
Right.
So what I would tell you is just take a week or two and think about it, man. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want to tell you there's no benefit to going and doing the enlisted stuff right now, because there is, because you're graduating in 3 months. Okay, that could be 3 months ahead of where you are in 3 months from now. But I'm going to tell you this, like, you're going to get picked up. If you tell them you want to be infantry, they're going to pick you up for an Army officer building. I guarantee it. And I'll talk to you about the essays. I'll talk to you about the interviews, and like, you're going to go in there and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that so? Once you go to like basic and you go to OCS, like right after that, what is the next step? Like, do you directly then go to Ranger School after that?
You go to IOBC, Infantry Officer Basic School.
Okay.
Then you can go to Ranger School. Then you go to SEER School. It just depends on how it worked out. One of my dudes went to SEER, the other one went to Ranger, and then they ended up in the same Ranger company, which
Right.
was really cool, right? Like they entered about 6 months different, but because my one dude had heat stroke and it was his second time at Ranger School, my other kid caught him, so they were in the same Ranger company.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah. So and everybody's a little bit different. My dude Jim, you heard what he said. All I had to do was raise my hand. I could have went to any school I wanted to go to. I think he went to Airborne also, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong in that, but like he said, I was an officer. I had 4 months until I started school again. They said, "Hey, what do you want to go do?"
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I probably just need to take a little bit to think about it, and kind of see. I don't know. The whole like thing that got this started was like SEALs, which like I think is a story with a lot of kids these days. But yeah, I probably just have to take some time to think about it.
Yeah, and here's what I'm gonna tell you, man. Like sometimes I look at my decision to go to the Naval Academy over West Point, and I'd be like, man, I should have went to West Point, right? But I ain't never saying I made a bad decision. I'm not sitting there saying, did I made an awful decision at 18 and went to the Naval Academy? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, damn, I think I probably would have been a lot better fit in the Army than the Navy. Okay. That's what you got to do. You got to be good with, damn, I'm an Army Ranger. I'm a Green Beret. And you looking over at the SEAL teams like, man, I could have been over there, but I ain't make a bad decision. I just made a different decision.
Right.
And I'm not saying like if you go to SEALs, you know, they got a new program where they're taking the shit hot kids that make it through BUDS that do one deployment and they're turning them into officers, the guys that got college degrees. Yeah. So the number of billets is coming down overall. And I think it's because they're taking more enlisted guys with college degrees because they're getting a better read on how good officers they're going to be.
Right. That's when I think I talked to you that I'm in touch with Jack Riggins too. He's a guy from Nebraska. And that's something that I think he was mentioning too. So
I think I got Jack. I know Jack Riggins. I know Jack from Nebraska. Yeah, I got Jack Riggins' phone number right there. Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, like that's an option, man. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm not gonna say you have to go officers. Like, it's stupid if you try to go SEALs. Okay, I'm not gonna say that because my dude right now is killing the SEAL teams. So you're gonna be the same way. You just got to be okay with the decision.
Yes, sir.
And then if it all goes to soup sandwich, and you chip and paint for 6 years, you know, there's some ways out of that also. Okay. Yeah. Like you can put an officer package in immediately for flight school and get picked up and get out of the enlisted ranks and go fly.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. So like say like I've tear my Achilles, ACL, and elbow and all in the same day, you know, and I'm shit out of luck. That's like something I could do is like, yeah, because you know I would like fucking hate my life if I did that. Like chip and paint. I could get into like flight school, like do an officer that way.
You could, especially because
Okay.
you ain't stupid, right? So like, study for the ASTB, take the ASTB, put a package in with your command, and they're gonna pick you up. Flight school got unlimited billets right now, pretty much. Like my equipment manager, my ball guy from here is in flight school. Right? I got 3 dudes in flight school right now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
So,
I've heard you talk about it a lot.
Yeah, so. like that's an option, right? But here's what I'm gonna tell you. That's one of them options where you're like, damn, all right, I didn't make it through SEAL training. Something happened, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it will, but I'm just going with the numbers. They got 14 dudes in Hell Week right now. Yesterday they secured with 14 dudes roughly. 2 boat crews. Okay. So I'm sure there was a whole rack of those guys in that class when the class was at 40. Maybe the class was at 30 saying, I'm gonna make it. And now the class is at 14, and 14 dudes that thought they were gonna make it didn't make it.
Right.
Right? It's a weird animal, man. I done seen people get thrown out of the boat, break their arm. Okay. I done seen a guy get shot 70 yards in the air and land in his big berm that they had and bury himself up to his neck in the sand and break his whole back. Now, he ended up graduating. Okay.
Right.
Like he took like 6-7 months off and came back. Now, I also seen him dude fall off the slide for life and fall 30 feet and break his legs, and they put him out of training. Okay, so stuff happens that you don't have no control over.
Right.
But yeah, and I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy because I got a young lady right now that's trying to apply for OCS in the Navy, and she's struggling a little bit because her command won't support her. So that's another option, right? Your command may not support you and say, hey man, you can do that when you get done with your first enlistment. And you sitting there looking at another 6 years or 5 years, you're like, holy crap. You know, it just ain't good. It ain't good for cats like us, man. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
Because then you will be saying, I made a bad decision, right?
Right.
You be looking over at the Army like, man, I made a bad decision.
Right.
So, and all you can do is make a decision with what you got now.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
I think that is it as far as that goes. And I had another question for you, but
go ahead, you're good.
It was basically it's not even that big of a deal. It's not an issue.
Go ahead, ask a question, bud.
All right, so
you gave me gas with the pasta. When you answer the question on the pasta, you ask any question you want.
All right, fair enough. So like when I was talking to the dudes at MEPS, right?
Yeah.
They were saying like any scars or anything like that, like big ones, is like something that would be an issue. I had a hip surgery my senior year of high school.
We talked about that.
Right. They were saying when I showed them the scars, like it's not even really a scar, really. Yeah. They were like, don't even say anything about it.
Okay. That's what the recruiters told you?
That's what the recruiters told me, yeah. But the recruiters seem kind of sleazy, so yeah.
Here's my deal, right? Here's my deal. I don't want you to get through MEPS and then fail your dive physical because you had hip surgery.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I don't know how to answer that one, bud. Like, I really don't. Like,
I mean, they were saying that it hurts my chances of like getting through and like getting picked up or something if I had anything on my record. But then they said like, oh, if you get your medical records and stuff, like it would be fine. Like the Army was like, yeah, that's no problem. Just get all your records and like we're chilling.
Once again, you ain't going through a dive physical in the Army.
Yeah.
Right? The Army is a different thing. Hang on real quick. Xavier! Hang on real quick, man.
No.
I'll be right back.
sorry.
No worries, bud.
What else has helped him with Netflix, please? Now, Xavier, go downstairs and get help. Leave those right there. Leave those right there. Don't worry about it. I'm managing rascals, man. I got the little rascals going on in my house, man.
That's all right.
Okay, so like as I went and took care of that, dude, it's just a hard. Because here's what you don't understand. This. The recruiter's job is to get you into the military. That's it.
Right.
If they know you got a hip thing and they think it's going to disqualify you from SEALs, they still get all their points if they get you into the Navy, and the Navy tells you, hey, you can't do that job. We're going to have you do something else. Because
Right.
they will do that, right? Like they will be like, oh, you know, after you've already did everything, you're in basic, and you go for your dive physical or whatever the dive physical is, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, you had hip surgery? No, we can't let you go to SEALs training.
How so? Like once I get to the dive physical, like how would that be different than like the MEPS one exactly? Like is that?
I don't know that answer. I just know,
Okay.
like when I took a dive physical, like they go over your whole body, man. Like it ain't some little like floozy ass physical. I never had I had a MEPS physical, but that was 30 years ago. I don't remember it that well to know how in detail it was. I told you this before. It'd be something I just wouldn't say nothing about, right? Like if you can't see the scars and it ain't obvious. But I mean, I don't think you're taking the MEPS physical in your underwear. So
I mean, if I wear underwear, it covers it up. But if like I'm naked, like you can kind of see, like it's not even really there though.
I don't think you'll ever be naked. They do your ball check. They have you cough, turn your head to the side and cough. So, I mean, then I know this. I'm always erring on the side of not saying shit.
Yeah.
Period. Like I had asthma real bad. I ain't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Nope, never had asthma.
Got you.
You know,
because they can't access your medical records or anything, right? Like, yeah.
So, you know,
but
you gotta make some decisions, bud. That's all it is, Brett.
Yep. Yes, sir.
How you say your first name?
Brett is good. Like I go by Brett with all my friends, but Breton is like
Breton.
Yeah.
Okay, you know I struggle to read and write, so I looked at it, I said, man, I think Brett is in Breton, but I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I figured, yeah, no, Brett's cool.
Okay. All right, what's your other questions? You good with the recruiters and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I'll probably just kind of, because they were waiting to hear back from me next week, so I'll probably just kind of do what you said and kind of keep kind of going both routes in the meantime until I make a decision like a week or so from now. But it's just like, I don't like, and which is like what my personal question is going to be afterwards too. It kind of leads to that, but.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we got a personal question.
But yeah, I think.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. Are you good with all your external questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It was great talking to you. Hang on.